All right, guys, I think I am officially recording now. So I'm going to show you how to set up your papers so that you have the formatting correct. My class is using Google Docs, so I know that Dr. Sproul's class is not using Google, but honestly, with Word documents, it should be almost exactly the same. You might have some minor differences, but it'll be really close. So first, just so you can see, I have this one kind of fake page with citations, and then I have this other page called fake paper, okay? So in your, not fake paper, but in your real paper, you are gonna put your name, you are gonna put your teacher's name, your class period, and the date. I'm just putting tomorrow's date. You are going to add a title, so Literary Analysis Paper. And then this is how I just always do things. You can do however you want. I'm going to go ahead and double space it. It should be size 12 font. You can use Arial, Calibri, or Times New Roman, but you need to pick one of those. Your title should be centered. And then you want to make sure that down here, the rest of your paper is on the left alignment. If you are still centered while you're typing, that is bad. You need that to be back over to the left. And you need to have each paragraph indented. Okay, so this is going to be your introduction. You should then have another body paragraph. Oops, sorry, number 1. Paragraph number 2. And conclusion, and I don't, why did my double spacing go away? There we go, back to double spaced. Okay, obviously they're all indented. You guys are going to type your paragraphs. You know, within the thesis is the last sentence of the intro. Your body paragraph should be CEI, EI, EI, because we're going to have 3 quotes per body paragraph, and it should be 2 short story quotes. Hopefully you know this already, and 1 research quote, and that's going to be the same for both of them. It doesn't matter what order you put the quotes in, so it might be short story, research, short story, it might be research, sorry, short story, short story. Put them in whatever order you want, as long as you have 3 per body paragraph. Last thing we're going to do up here is, if you just double click in the top here, that takes you into the header. Then you can see the header. You want to right align this portion. You are going to type your last name, whatever your last name is. Put a space. And then you go up top here. You're going to insert page numbers, and then it's just the first option. You'll notice it will insert some page numbers with a little gray background. That makes sure that it will actually change the page number on each page. If you just type the number 1, every single page will say number 1. You do not want that. Okay, so now you have your header, you have your heading, you have your title, we've got our body paragraphs. Mostly I am doing this for the works cited page. So I'm going to stop our indent there. So after you're done typing, maybe like the next line or 2 lines, this is the easiest way to put in the works cited page. So you're going to insert a break. You want to insert a page break. The page break will bump you automatically down to the next page. Notice up here how now it says page number 2. That means you did your page numbers correctly. Okay, so we are going to center our works cited page. Hit enter. We're going to bring it back to the left. All right, you only need 3 total. Actually, I'm going to make you a little note. 3 total citations, right? Because you're going to have your short story, and then you're going to have your 2 authors. So we actually are going to give you the citations for the short stories. So you're just going to have to pick the correct one. These are technically cited from the PDFs that are on my blog, not Dr. Sproul's blog, but it's okay, it's close enough. So I'll just pick the first one. Notice on my kind of sample works cited page right here that the citations are in alphabetical order. That's important. Okay, you can also notice that they have a hanging indent. That means the first line is farther out to the left and the rest of it is indented. So it's the opposite of a regular paragraph. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's just choose, we'll go with the Ray Bradbury citation. I know that was a popular one. You are going to cut, oh, sorry, you didn't see my hands on the keyboard, obviously. So we're going to just copy it. We're going to put in your own citation page. You're going to copy that citation. Then you are going to go to find your literary analysis. So how about this? I'm going to find some fake annotated bibliographies. Sorry, Tristan, you're my guinea pig. All right, I'm going to steal this one. And I just, oops, again, sorry, I'm trying to show you all this on the screen. We're going to copy it. Going to hit enter to go to that new line. We are going to paste it. Okay. And obviously you guys can see this does not look quite right, right? We got to fix the formatting because we need to make everything the same font, the same size. But that's okay. I'm doing this on purpose because I'm going to show you. Right, Tristan, we're going to grab one more from your paper. There we go. Copy and paste. Okay. So, oh, you know what? Hang on, let me do this the other way so I can show you. There's a reason I'm doing this, guys. Just bear with me. Okay. So first things first, we want the whole paper to be the same font, the same size, the same color, okay? So if you want to highlight everything in the paper, of course you can drag. You can also use my sneaky keyboard trick, which is Control A. If you hit the button Control A, that will highlight the whole paper. Okay, so I'm going to actually do just like this. Control A. Here I'll do plus A. Highlights whole paper. Okay, so you guys can see that. So I'm going to do that again. Control A. And we're going to go back to Arial. We're going to make it size 12. You've got your buttons up here where you want to make the text color all black. Sometimes when you copy and paste, it comes out gray. You also want to take your highlighter tool and make sure there's no highlight. Sometimes you get those weird gray color background highlights when you copy and paste. You don't want those. Okay, now we're just going to highlight the citations. And this is where we're going to do our kind of funky formatting thing. So do you guys see up here, you have a little kind of rectangle and a little carrot, they call it a carrot, but you have a little triangle. Okay, if you can move these things. Also, some of you may not have ever known that there's actually a ruler at the top of your paper. The ruler literally measures the inches of the paper, right? Because we know a regular computer size paper is 8.5 inches. And so that's literally what they have here, right? You have 1 inch of kind of the negative space before here. And then you have 7.5 over here. So that's your 8.5 inches for the top of the paper. You also have the ruler on the left side. And if no one's ever shown you that, or you've never noticed that, now you know. All right, so we're highlighting our citations. We're gonna take our triangle, we're gonna put it on 0.5. That will drag all of the text to a 1/2 inch indent. But we want to take the rectangle and move the rectangle back to 0. Now you have a hanging indent. Okay, so I'm gonna hit undo. We're gonna undo that. I'm gonna do it one more time. So you simply highlight, drag the triangle to 0.5, which will kind of pull all the text over to a 1/2 inch indent. Then you take your rectangle and move the rectangle back to 0. Boom. All right, so we've got all the same font, the same size, the same color. We fixed our highlight, okay? Now what we want to do is make sure it's in alphabetical order. So this is not how the alphabet works. We do not go B, H, E. So we need to take H. I'm copying. We're getting rid of it. Again, I'm doing some of this stuff on purpose. Now we're pasting. Awesome, now we're in alphabetical order, but now I have this weird, awkward space right here. Just hit backspace. You don't want spaces in between your citations, just like you don't want spaces in between your paragraphs, okay? If the hyperlinks are kind of making you crazy, you can put your mouse on top of the hyperlink and click, and then on Google, you can just hit remove link. You don't really need it to be hyperlinked. You also can have, oh, that's weird. I don't know why my little access, oh, that's because Tristan had those from his citation, okay. That's true, I didn't include the accessed on the citations I made you guys. I'll fix that. Accessed, I don't know, since this is fake, I'm just gonna make up the date whenever we accessed it. Great, and I'm gonna go here and just remove that hyperlink. Cool, so this is actually all that you need. The citations that we're gonna give you, we will give them to you and make sure that those are correct so that you can just copy and paste it. Yeah, so basically your paper should look like this at the top, just to review. You've got your last name, page number in the header. You put your student name, your name. You put your teacher name. You put your class period. You put the date. You center your title. You give us 4 indented body paragraphs meeting these criteria components. Once you're finished your body paragraphs, you do, oh, you're right, sorry. I already inserted the page break. I'll do it again. Insert page break. Okay, so we're doing that right now. Insert break, page break. Oh, put a little extra space there. Okay, and then your works cited goes on its own separate page. I promise you, insert page break is much easier than aggressively hitting the enter bar until you feel like it's at the beginning of the page. That is not how you do that. Just like how you do not indent by aggressively hitting the space bar. You just hit the tab key one time. Okay. All right, hopefully this is helpful for your formatting for your paper. And if you have any questions, of course, you can reach out to us and we will help you. All right, thanks very much for listening, guys.